Let it rip, boys. A 1, a 2.
Tonight, are you ready? Listen up! Attention.
You've got it locked.
Number 1.
A powerful force is about to hit this city.
Whether at home, at work, the most recognized source on the planet. This is the iPower Evening Show. This is the hottest radio station. The longest running online radio show.
Make it do what it do, baby.
All right, everybody. Stay on for Old Funk and Disco Friday.
For the thousands in attendance, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
It's about to go down.
That's my pleasure.
DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason.
We lucky we got 'em.
I rated D. Dang old man.
And you know this, man.
That's how we players roll for shizzle.
The iPower Evening Show.
Good evening, iPower Nation! We on! DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason. Peace and blessings, y'all. What's going on? We're on the air live. That's what's going on.
The weekend is here. It's So Funky Disco Friday!
Yep, it's So Funky Disco Friday, and this is the iPower Evening Show, the longest online radio program for the past 15 years. Playing throwback funky disco music on this jam-packed show for y'all tonight. Hope y'all had a good day thus far and ready for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, everyone, for taking the 4-hour challenge listening to us. We are always encouraging those out there who are first-time listeners to please take the 4-hour iPower 1 challenge, listening to all 4 hours of this radio program. Now, how do you do that? Listen right now on your laptop, phone, or tablet. Go to our official website, iPower1FM.com. That's iPower1FM.com, or go to tuning.com. Type in keyword iPowerFM. That's iPowerFM.
Haters and critics are always welcome to listen to our show just by taking the 4-hour challenge to be informed, enlightened, letting only you be the judge for yourself.
Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Keyword iPower1Real. That's iPower1Real. We got back-to-back inspirational thought and music at 20 before the hour. We also got Express Your Mind coming up later on in hour 3. Get your phone calls in for tonight's Free Your Mind Friday. Open lines. You can talk about anything that's on your mind. All right, time to get down to serious business. Let's get the show cracking. This is the hardest working media guy in online radio, the travel jock, DeMarco J. Keep it locked, everyone. Our mics are now hot. This is the IPES. Good evening.
iPower 1 FM.
Now on Network.com.
Old Funky Disco Friday on the iPower Evening Show. Yes, we are celebrating our 15 years on iPower 1 FM. Shout out to those who made this all possible. DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason, this time in New Jersey. We've been in New York most of the week celebrating our accomplishments. So why not stop here in the beautiful Newark, New Jersey area?
Oh, yeah.
Going back to Boston where this all started. Did you know, and I'm pretty sure that some of our loyal listeners back in Beantown did not know this, iPower 1's original city to debut our online radio show was in New York City, because I didn't know at the time how Boston was going to handle it. By the way, how I got into radio in the first place was because of Tom Joyner and Russ Parr from Urban One, which one time used to be Radio One.
Yep.
I still listen to Russ, by the way, in the morning.
Drop a gap bomb for Tom Joyner and Russ Parr from Urban One, even though Tom Joyner has retired full-time from syndicated radio.
Right. The original plan for iPower 1 was supposed to be in NYC back in 2007, but some black folks in Boston said, give Boston a chance. So we gave Boston a chance for the first 10 years of this program. The experience in that city was good, the other was bad, and the third one was hateful, self-hatred, and evil coming from black and brown communities. Not all of them were like that, but there were some out there that were hateful as F.
Oh, yeah.
That resulted in these fallouts and community relationships with Boston because they wanted done Boston's way, which we did, by the way, with iPower 617.
Absolutely.
But still, that wasn't enough for the self-haters out there.
No.
That's when the jealousies, the lies, the self-hatred, the threats, and some death threats started coming in as we started to expose some of the wrongdoings by people, including black folks back in Boston, that were screwing the holy hell out of our own people.
That's
And
right.
that's when the loyal listeners in Boston were like, who are these guys on the radio? It seems like they are speaking the truth on how we're feeling in Boston.
Yes.
And we were.
Yes, sir. Because I remember Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club said for social media, the lies are more entertaining than the truth.
Right.
Well, despite that we tell jokes and being sarcastic on the show sometimes, we also tell the truth that may upset or hurt some people, including black folks who could not handle the truth.
Come on.
That's when all these lies,
Yeah.
jealousy, and self-hate against us started to play a big, huge role by trying to silence our voices, lie about this radio station that we fake, inaccurate, and tabloid news. All that BS.
all that
Know that
nonsense.
none of these Negroes who've been trashing and demonizing us, besides some white racist bigots back in Boston,
Right.
did not even take 4 hours of their free time out of their own schedule to listen to what's factual being said on this radio station.
No, they did not.
Because like what Charlemagne says all the time, the lies against those who hate you are more entertaining than the truth.
Come on.
Some Negroes back in Boston and other major cities elsewhere across the country were the original cancel culture long before Generation Z took that over, picking and choosing their own battles.
Right.
Our original cancel culture tried to cancel our own people for exposing the truth about self-hate ass Negroes praying for our downfall.
Correct.
Where is the lie in that?
There's none.
That's right. NYC or here in New Jersey ain't no damn different neither.
No.
And that is why we move forward from the doubters and haters, and we still on the air with some Negroes and other haters from Boston or elsewhere has failed big time to try to shut us down.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
They lost big time.
You ain't never lied.
Boston haters done lost big time on that. Don't get me wrong, I still love Boston, but not the way Negroes and some haters see it.
You ain't lying.
Well, I'm sorry that's how you feel, but not really.
Exactly.
Hello.
Moving right along. We got what you need to know in the news. That's coming up at 25 before the hour. Real news, where information is power, always coming from an urban perspective. Followed by Ricky's inspirational thought and music at 20 before the hour. Keep it locked, everyone.
The iPower Evening Show, where the best and the brightest are about to be informed.
Here and Now with Sandra Bookman. Sunday afternoons at 12 noon, only on ABCNY on Channel 7. A 1-hour program talking about major issues and events coming from an African-American perspective of New York City and the tri-state area. Log on to abc7ny.com/Here and Now for programs, news, and updates.
Up next, the Constant Q Report. Keep it locked on the iPower Evening Show.
Here we go. On for Disco Friday. It's the iPower Evening Show.
Time for tonight's New York forecast on iPower 98.9.
28 will be your low tonight, clearing colder. Tomorrow, Saturday, clouds and sun becoming windier and cooler with snow showers in the afternoon with a high of 41. Tomorrow night will be a low of 22 degrees in NYC. Sunday will be a high of 37. Bundle up with your New York AccuWeather forecast on iPower 989. I'm DeMarco J. Like and follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Keyword, iPower1 Real. Listen to our online programs at iPower989NewYork.com or TuneIn.com. Keyword, iPower FM. Keep it locked on New York's iPower 989 FM.
Time now for the New York State Lottery numbers on New York's iPower 98.9.
Time for last night's New York winning lottery numbers for Thursday, February 17th, 2022. Midday number daily drawings was 965. That's 965. Evening daily drawings was 598. That's 598. Midday win for daily drawings was 6600. That's 6600. Evening win for daily drawings was 9777. That's 9777. Midday take 5. 2, 17, 23, 26, 31. That's 2, 17, 23, 26, 31. Evening take 5. 2, 3, 9, 23, 39. That's 2, 3, 9, 23, 39. Cash for life. 9, 11, 14, 21, 35 with the cash ball number 2. That's 9, 11, 14, 21, 35 with the cash ball number 2. Tonight's jackpot game is Mega Millions. Estimated jackpot $64 million. For more results from recent or past lottery drawings online, log on to nylottery.ny.gov. That's nylottery.ny.gov and check out to see if you're a jackpot winner. Good luck.
iPower 1 FM.
iPower Evening Show.
iPower 1. NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9. Live concert performances coming to the New York and Tri-State area. The Concert Q Report. Right here, right now, on the iPower Evening Show.
I'm UnPretty Ricky along with Stefan Mason. Time for the Concert Q Report. All major events announced are in Eastern Standard Time. Concert events are subject to change depending on the current pandemic.
Kool and the Gang coming to the Ovation Hall at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Saturday, February 19th at 8 p.m. The Fifth Dimension coming to the Richfield Playhouse in Richfield, Connecticut on Sunday, February 20th at 7:30 p.m. Patty Austin coming to Sony Hall in NYC on Friday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Jeffrey Osborne coming to Sony Hall in NYC on Friday, March 4th at 8 p.m.
Maxwell coming to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey on Friday, March 11th at 8 p.m. Coming to the Barclays in Brooklyn on Wednesday, March 30th at 8 p.m. And coming to the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Friday, April 1st at 8 p.m. New Edition with Charlie Wilson coming to the Wells Fargo Center in Philly on Thursday, February 24th at 8 p.m. Coming to Madison Square Garden in NYC featuring Jodeci on Saturday, February 26th at 8 p.m. And coming to the Prudential Center on Friday, April 1st at 8 p.m. Boys to Men coming to the Bogota Event Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Friday, March 11th at 8 p.m. Brian McKnight coming to the State Theater in New Brunswick, New Jersey on Saturday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Coming to City Winery in Philly on Thursday, March 17th at 6 and 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, March 18th at 6 and 9:30 p.m. Jasmine Sullivan coming to the King's Theater in Brooklyn on Thursday, March 17th at 8 p.m. and coming to Met Philadelphia on Friday, March 18th at 8 p.m.
Gladys Knight coming to the State Theater in Easton, Pennsylvania on Sunday, March 13th at 7 p.m. and coming to the NYCB Theater in Westbury, New York on Friday, April 22nd at 8 p.m. Tower of Power coming to Sony Hall on Monday, March 14th at 8 p.m. and on Tuesday, March 15th at 8 p.m. George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic coming to the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark, New Jersey on Friday, March 18th at 8 p.m. The OJs coming to the Excite Center in Bensalem, Pennsylvania on Saturday, March 26th at 7:30 p.m. Peabo Bryson coming to the Rivers Casino in Philly on Friday, April 1st at 8 p.m. Coming to the Patchogue Theater on Sunday, April 3rd at 7 p.m.
Kenny Babyface Edmonds coming to the Live Chorus Center in Philly on Saturday, April 2nd at 8 p.m. Kim and Kenny Babyface Edmonds coming to the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden on Thursday, April 22nd at 8:30 p.m.
The Temptations and the Four Tops coming to the Mayo Performing Arts Center in Morristown, New Jersey on Saturday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. and coming to the Hackensack Meridian Health Theater at the Count Basie Center in Red Bank, New Jersey on Sunday, April 24th at 7 p.m.
Mother's Day Music Festival with Keith Sweat and After 7 coming to the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. The Late Show's John Batiste coming to the Stern Theater at Carnegie Hall in NYC on Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. King of R&B Bobby Brown coming to the Rivers Casino in Philly on Friday, May 20th at 8 p.m. Raheem DeVaughn coming to City Winery in Philly Thursday, May 26th at 7 and 10 p.m.
Shaka Khan coming to the Mayo Performing Arts Center in Morristown, New Jersey on Thursday, June 9th at 8 p.m. and coming to the Richfield Playhouse in Richfield, Connecticut on Saturday, June 11th at 8 p.m. And Patti LaBelle with special guest Will Downing coming to the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark, New Jersey on Saturday, June 25th at 8 p.m.
And that should do it for the Concert Q Report this hour on this Friday, February 18th, 2022. I'll be back in hour 3. I'm UnPretty Ricky along with Stefan Mason. We just getting started. Keep it locked. We coming back. It's the IPES.
The iPower Evening Show.
Funk and Disco Friday. Don't touch that dial.
Stay tuned for more of the iPower Evening Show coming up on iPower 98.9.
At home, at work, your computer, or on your mobile phone? Listen now to the iPower Evening Show. Monday through Friday. Music, news, sports, and entertainment. Weeknights, 7 to 11. We're always on, 24/7. Keep it locked on iPower 1.
iPower 98.9. Live from the Heartland Media Studio. Internet radio. iPower 98.9 New York.
UnPretty Ricky standing by for tonight's inspirational thought and music coming up at 7:40, followed by Raphael with tonight's sports straight from ESPN News at 7:50 before the 8 o'clock hour. Check out our latest complete scheduled programming. Go to iPower989NewYork.com. Click the iPower Evening Show and click on Friday's show. We're streaming online on our official website at tunein.com. Type in keyword iPower FM.
iPower 1, NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9. The iPower Evening Show.
iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason. We're like a morning show in the evening on this old funky disco Friday, celebrating 15 years on the air. We got straight from ESPN News at 10 before the hour. We got the little-known Black History Fact, followed by Ricky's Clown Donkey Hall of Shame. Find out who's getting inducted in hour 2. We got Free Your Mind Friday. Join Express Your Mind at 30 minutes past hour 3. And we'll read your emails in hour 4 during the email bag at 20 before the hour. Free your mind. And like we always say, take the iPower 1 challenge. Listening to all 4 hours all this week, online, on your phone, or on your tablet. All right, time for what you need to know in the news.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is, say it with me, Friday. Or Friday. February 18th, 2022. Number 1. The life of Amir Locke was celebrated Thursday. The 22-year-old black man was killed February 2nd by Minneapolis police during an early morning execution of a no-knock search warrant in which he was not named. Music provided by members of the group Sounds of Blackness included the powerful anthem, Black Lives Matter. In his eulogy, National Action Network founder Reverend Al Sharpton said Amir's only guilt was being black in America. Number 2. Vice President Kamala Harris is headed to the Munich Security Conference later this week as the threat of a Russian invasion of Ukraine still looms. U.S. officials say the Russian military presence at the border of Ukraine has increased by as much as 7,000 additional troops. Ms. Harris will deliver a speech Saturday as a formal part of the conference where she is expected to address the situation at Ukraine's border and the threat of Russian aggression. Number 3. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the CDC, said she is cautiously optimistic about the downward trend in Omicron-fueled COVID-19 cases. The United States is averaging about 147,000 COVID cases per day, a 40% decrease from the previous week. As the pandemic outlook improves across the U.S., public health officials want to give Americans a break from mitigation measures such as wearing masks. Number 4. Texas Tech University released a letter Tuesday via email concerning the recent murder of a member of the LGBTQIA community. The victim was publicly identified as Cypress Ramos, age 21. Alan Montemayor was arrested by the police and has been charged with murder. Texas Tech said the Lubbock Police Department has made an arrest in connection to the murder, and early information suggests the assailant knew the victim. Number 5. Nikki Porcher's Atlanta-based platform, Buy From a Black Woman, is closing the racial wealth gap by helping black women business owners gain the resources and access to funding that are needed during the launch of a new business. By providing crucial support for these business owners to grow beyond the 3-year stage, Porcher is transforming lives and providing the foundation, the financial well-being of future generations. More than 50 business owners have graduated from the Accelerator program since its inception. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose to celebrate you. All right. Once again, yay me. This February, during Black History Month, the American Heart Association is encouraging Black women to reclaim our rhythm and take control of the mental and physical well-being. The American Heart Association is helping empower Black women to use music to get their hearts pumping or to rest and relax. Please go to @American_Heart on Instagram and check out the different playlists offered. Then vote on your favorite. I hope you enjoy mine. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
iPower Evening Show.
This is the hottest radio station.
Go to TuneIn.com. Keyword iPower FM.
Listen to this station on your smartphone. Download the app now on Google Play Store.
Magic 102.3, the real sounds of the DMV. Log on now to MyMagicDC.com. That's www.MyMagicDC.com.
The iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason. Keep it locked on iPower 1 FM.
Here we go. On Funk Disco Friday. It's the iPower Evening Show.
ESPN News on iPower with Rafael Castro is up next, followed by the CBS News Break is coming up next, courtesy of WCBS News Radio 880 AM. The inspirational thought and music, back-to-back gospel on the iPower Evening Show.
Yes, this is the iPower Evening Show, celebrating 15 years on iPower 1. Thank you for staying with us since 2007. Hope y'all have a great and safe weekend coming up. Right now, it's time for another inspirational thought and music. UnPretty Ricky. What's today's inspirational thought for Friday? What you got for us?
Good evening, everybody. You made it through the day. You survived. Breathe in, breathe out. Get some rest. Tomorrow will be better than today because you are awesome.
Amen to that.
Amen to that indeed, bruh. Here's our King DMX with our weekly prayer, followed by tonight's inspirational song. Keep it locked, everyone.
Father God, we thank you for this gathering of souls. See that when two or more gather in your name, that you are present, so we thank you for your presence. We ask that the grace and blessings are upon us this day. We pray that any obstacle the devil plans to place in our path be removed in the name of Jesus. We pray that you have your will, have your way in our lives, Father, for we didn't make us, so we couldn't possibly know what to do with us. We thank you for the things that most people take for granted, Father. The air we have to breathe, the food we have to eat, the clothes we have to wear, the cars we have to drive, the money we spend, the lives we touch, and the lives that have touched our own. We ask that we're able to be a blessing to others as well as ourselves. We ask to be reminded of the power in the spoken word, Father, because we can defeat the enemy with the spoken word. All we have to do is remember to say it, remember to use it. The word says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. The word doesn't say that the weapon won't be formed. The word doesn't say that the intention of the weapon maker won't be to harm you. The word doesn't say that they won't attempt to use it. The word says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So no matter what they think, no matter what they make, no matter what they try, by the power of the word, we are covered. We humble ourselves before you. We praise your name and give you the glory. We praise your name and give you the glory. We praise your name and give you the glory. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
The iPower Evening Show. iPower 98.9. Boston, Providence, Hartford, NYC, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Canada, and in Puerto Rico. Funk and Disco Friday on the iPower Evening Show. iPower 1 FM. Straight from ESPN News with Rafael Castro on iPower 98.9 starts now.
We got more Old Funky Disco Friday coming up at the top of the second hour. Plus, we got Caliber keeping it 100, the American Black History Fact, and who's UnPretty Ricky giving that induction ceremony to in tonight's Clown Donkey Hall of Shame. Find out 1 hour from now. You're listening to the IPES, now streaming live on our official website, iPower1FM.com or at TuneIn.com. Type in keyword iPower FM. Time for Rafael Castro with tonight's sports, straight from ESPN News.
Thanks, Mark. For more information on your local or national sports teams and other sports news, log on to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. All games mentioned are in Eastern Standard Time. In the NBA, the New York Knicks taking on the Miami Heat at the Garden in NYC tonight as we speak. Game time started at 7:30 p.m. You can catch that game live on ESPN. And the New York Knicks will take on the Philadelphia 76ers in NYC on Sunday, February 27th. Starting game time that afternoon is at 1 p.m. You can catch that game live on ABC 7 NY. Moving on to the Nets. The Brooklyn Nets will take on the Boston Celtics at Barclays in BK on Thursday, February 24th. Starting game time is at 7:30 p.m. You can catch that game live on TNT. And the Brooklyn Nets will take on the Milwaukee Bucks at the Fiserv Forum in Wisconsin on Saturday, February 26th. Starting game time is at 8:30 p.m. You can catch that game live on ABC 7 NY. Moving on to the NHL, the New York Rangers will take on the Ottawa Senators at the Canadian Tire Centre in Ontario, Canada on Sunday, February 20th. First puck drops at 5 p.m. You can watch those Rangers games live on ESPN New York. Moving on to the Islanders, the New York Islanders will take on the Montreal Canadiens at the USB Arena on Long Island on Sunday, February 20th. First puck drops that afternoon at 2 p.m. You can watch those Islanders games live on ESPN New York. Moving on to the Devils, the New Jersey Devils will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins at the PPG Arena in Pennsylvania on Thursday, February 24th. First puck drops at 7 p.m. You can catch that game live on ESPN New Jersey. And the New Jersey Devils will take on the Chicago Blackhawks at the United Center in Chicago on Friday, February 25th. First puck drops at 8:30 p.m. You can catch that game live on the NHL Network. And that should do it for tonight's sports. Rafael Castro, straight from ESPN News. Yeah.
The iPower Evening Show, where the best and the brightest are about to be informed.
Tiempo with Joe Torres, Sunday mornings at 11:30, only on ABC NY on Channel 7. A half-hour program talking about major issues and events coming from a Latino perspective of New York City, the tri-state area, and Puerto Rico. Log on to abc7.com/Tiempo for programs, news, and updates.
Don't touch that dial.
It's seconds before the hour. You've got 5 minutes till our mics get hot. Stay tuned for more of the iPower Evening Show. iPower Evening Show.
Disco Friday.
Touch that dial.
The iPower Evening Show. After your local CBS News break. Keep it locked on 98.9.
Listen up.
You've got it locked.
Number one.
A powerful force is about to hit this city.
Whether at home, at work, the most recognized source on the planet. This is the iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason.
It's the iPower Evening Show.
iPower 1FM.
Now on Metro.com. In the news.
Front page news. Your sports scoreboard update. Now on the iPower Evening Show. Right here, right now.
Old Funky Disco Friday on the iPower Evening Show, celebrating 15 years of iPower 1. At this time, we got your front page in the news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In the NBA, the Washington Wizards beat the Brooklyn Nets 117-103. Miami Heat beat the Charlotte Hornets 111-107. The Dallas Mavericks beat the New Orleans Pelicans 125-118. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Milwaukee Bucks 123-120. And the LA Clippers beat the Houston Rockets 142-111. NBA All-Star Game this Sunday on ABC at 8 p.m. when Team Durant takes on Team LeBron. And that is your latest scoreboard update here on Front Page in the news here on iPower 1. We got Brother Caliber keeping it 100 up next. Plus, your little-known Black History fact at 25 before the hour. And Ricky, who you giving your Clown Donkey inductee to?
We need Chicago police to be inducted into the Clown Donkey Hall of Shame once again. I don't know what's up with these officers continuing to raid the wrong house where there's a black family but never a white family looking for a suspect. Has anything really changed? I'll talk more about that at 10 before the hour.
All right, keep it locked. It's the IPES. Good evening.
The iPower Evening Show.
Funk and Disco Friday.
Check out up-to-date news, sports, and entertainment. Check out new upcoming radio and TV shows online. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Get connected and keep it locked. Go to iPower989NewYork.com.
Time for tonight's New York forecast on iPower 98.9.
28 will be your low tonight, clear and colder. Tomorrow, Saturday, clouds and sun becoming windier and cooler with snow showers in the afternoon with a high of 41. Tomorrow night will be a low of 22 degrees in NYC. Sunday will be a high of 37. Bundle up with your New York AccuWeather forecast on iPower 989. I'm DeMarco J.
Time now for the New Jersey State Lottery numbers on New York's iPower 98.9.
Time for last night's New Jersey winning lottery numbers for Thursday, February 17th, 2022. Midday Pick 3 Fireball Daily Drawings was 510 with the Fireball number 2. That's 510 with the Fireball number 2. Evening Pick 3 Fireball Daily Drawings was 853 with the Fireball number 8. That's 853 with the Fireball number 8. Midday Pick 4 Fireball Daily Drawings was 7511 with the Fireball number 2. That's 7511 with the Fireball number 2. Evening Pick 4 Fireball Daily Drawings was 6336 with the Fireball number 8. That's 6336 with the Fireball number 8. Jersey 5 Extra 12, 18, 33, 39, 43 with the extra ball number times 2. That's 12, 18, 33, 39, 43 with the extra ball number times 2. Pick 6, 7, 9, 15, 20, 22, 46 with the extra ball number times 3. That's 7, 9, 15, 20, 22, 46 with the extra ball number times 3. The next estimated jackpot for Monday, February 21st, 2022 will be $2.6 million. Cash for Life doubler 9, 11, 14, 21, 35 with the cash ball number 2. That's 9, 11, 14, 21, 35 with the cash ball number times 2. Tonight's jackpot game is Mega Millions. Estimated jackpot $64 million. For more results from recent or past lottery drawings online, log on to njlottery.com. That's njlottery.com and check out to see if you're a jackpot winner.
iPower 98.9 New York. Live from the Heartland Media Studio. Internet radio. iPower 98.9 New York.
We got the little-known Black History fact at 8:35, followed by the Clown Donkey Hall of Shame at 8:50 before the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, it's Free Your Mind Friday during Express Your Mind at 9:30 in hour 3. And also, we'll read your emails during the email bag at 10:40 in hour 4. Free Your Mind. Check out our latest complete scheduled programming. Go to iPower989NewYork.com. Click the iPower Evening Show and click on Friday's show. We're streaming online on our official website and at TuneIn.com. Type in keyword iPowerFM. Like and follow us on our Facebook page at iPower1Real. Online radio shows, plus music, news, all available for the New York tri-state area. Keep it locked on New York's iPower 989 FM.
iPower 1. NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Caliber. Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100.
Right here, right now.
On the iPower Evening Show.
So an armored truck dropped a load of cash all over the freeway, and now the cops is searching for the people with the money.
This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Someone dropped money all over the freeway. Woo! San Diego has shut down.
Look at all that money.
It has shut down. Look at the freeway right now. Oh my God.
A highway full of money? Oh man.
Literally everybody.
Look at all those people picking up that money.
Off of the freeway. This is literally
on their hands and knees, baby.
Insane. Oh my gosh.
Just in time for the holidays too.
Dude, we going to Sizzler tonight, baby.
They lucky this ain't in the hood.
Yo, the entire freeway just shut down. They threw money. He's gone.
Wow, look at the armored truck.
The freeway is empty. Literally, the freeway's empty. There's cash all over the ground. Literally, look, we're the only people on the entire highway.
Listen, I don't know how the cops plan on retrieving the missing cash because most of those people are not trying to get that money back. And it's already being reported that there's a food shortage happening nationwide. Now, realistically, that money is about as good as gone. And I mean, the timing of that armored truck dropping that much money is impeccable, especially with so many people out here still unemployed due to the current economy. However, it's being reported that at least 2 adults were arrested on the scene for suspicion of pocketing money from an armored truck. And authorities are identifying everyone's faces in that video to retrieve more of the missing money. Law enforcement has even issued a statement demanding that everyone who took money from the road return it immediately. And it's not clear exactly how much cash was taken.
It was across all the lanes. And there was a lot of money.
Sergeant Curtis Martin with the California Highway Patrol says at 9:15 Friday morning, the driver of this armored truck was heading to the Federal Reserve when the doors flew open, spilling cash. He says a man and woman collecting cash were arrested after they accidentally locked themselves out of their car.
There's already been some stuff on social media, and you can see that there's a lot of video evidence of people stealing the cash from the freeway and picking it up.
And this situation is crazy, but I'm curious to know, how would you react if you saw a ton of cash spilled all over the highway? Do you believe that the average person would just keep driving past all that money? Or do you think that the average person would jump out and get to the bag? Straight up, make sure you like and follow me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Who Is Caliber. And just like that, we out.
Old Funk and Disco Friday. You're checking out the longest running online radio show on the iPower Evening Show.
DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason.
Love Epidemic by the Tramps. Every Friday in the second hour on the iPower Evening Show.
iPower 1, NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9.
The iPower Evening Show.
The American Black History Fact. Presented by McDonald's. Deeply rooted within the African American community. 3625.
Right here, right now.
On the iPower Evening Show.
Yep, it's time for the American Black History Fact. Presented by McDonald's. Deeply rooted within the African American community. 365. Today's little-known Black History Fact is focused on Claudette Colvin. Born Claudette Austin on September 5th, 1939, during the segregation Jim Crow era in Birmingham, Alabama, is a pioneer of the 50s civil rights movement and retired nurse aide. On March 2nd, 1955, she was arrested at the age of 15 in Montgomery, Alabama, for refusing to give up her seat to a white woman on a crowded, segregated bus. This occurred 9 months before the widely known incident in which Rosa Parks, secretary of the local chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, known as the NAACP, helped spark the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. Here's more of her story, courtesy of CBS Mornings.
You don't hear about Claudette Colvin in the history books, but you should. She's now a great-grandmother, and for the past 66 years, she has lived with a criminal record. In what may be her final protest, she asked a judge in Alabama to clear her name by expunging her record, and the judge did it. This is her story. You do not want to miss the surprise at the end. Needing assistance now. It's very nice to meet you. Claudette Colvin has spent most of her 82 years as a convicted juvenile delinquent who would go on to college, work as a nurse's aide, and raise 2 sons. Do you think of yourself as an important figure in history?
No, I think of myself as a survival of the civil rights struggle.
Her place in the civil rights struggle began when she was 15 years old, at the back of a crowded Montgomery, Alabama bus after school with 3 friends.
I was sitting in the section that was allowed for colored people, and this white lady came. The bus driver demanded for the 4 seats.
And this is you and 3 others?
Students, yes.
So 3 of them got up?
Yes.
And you refused?
So I refused. Because this wasn't an elderly white lady, this was a young white lady.
You're sitting there, your classmates get up and move.
Yes.
What was going through your head as to why you refused to stand?
I said I could not move because history had me glued to the seat. And they said, how is that? I said, well, it felt as though Harriet Tubman hands were pushing me down on one shoulder, and Sojourner Truth hand was pushing me down on the other shoulder.
Now that happened 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus, overshadowing for decades what a teenager had also done.
And the traffic patrolman came to the rear of the bus and asked me why I wasn't sitting there. I told him I was sitting there because I paid my fare and it's my constitutional rights.
Now watching this interview from a nearby room was Judge Calvin Williams. Today he is the presiding judge of the Montgomery Family Court. And then what happened?
Oh, lo and behold, 2 squad car patrolmen, cut the bus off, came, they stopped, and we said, oh my.
We invited the judge to listen in and hear Colvin's account of what the police did to her in 1955.
And he asked me why I wasn't sitting there. And I was even more defiant. And I said, I paid my fare and it's my constitutional rights. He said, constitutional rights? And all I know. And they put me in the squad car and they handcuffed me through the window.
Claudette Colvin was jailed, charged with disturbing the peace, breaking segregation law, and found guilty of assaulting police officers, clawing them with her fingernails.
They said I clawed the policeman and I kicked the police. I didn't do all of that.
Was it the one and only time in your life that you've gone to jail?
Yes.
At the time I represented Claudette Colvin, there was no Rosa Parks case.
As a young attorney, Fred Gray, later portrayed by Cuba Gooding Jr. in the film Selma, took up her case. That's before he went on to defend Rosa Parks. In his book, he pays tribute.
The whole history of the civil rights movement may have been different, but for Claudette.
At the age of 16, she made headlines again as one of 4 plaintiffs in the lawsuit that would end Alabama's bus segregation in the landmark Browder versus Gale Supreme Court decision. When you won in court,
yes,
you could sit in the front row if you want.
Yes.
And did you?
Yes.
But the charge of assaulting police officers remained. Fast forward to today. When Judge Calvin Williams in Montgomery, Alabama read her appeal, he expunged her 66-year-old criminal record.
And I'm no longer a juvenile delinquent at 82.
She was not present when the judge ruled. She didn't know his name. She didn't even know what he looked like. We have a surprise.
That was a surprise.
We have a surprise for you.
What is a surprise?
Someone would like to meet you.
Hello, Miss Colvin. Judge Calvin Williams.
Wow, 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 wow.
Judge Calvin Williams.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
On behalf of myself and all of the judges of Montgomery, offer my apology for an injustice that was perpetrated upon you.
Oh, this is a surprise.
So you didn't know that the judge who did this was African American?
No. I'm so proud.
The judge wasn't even born when Miss Colvin refused to give up her seat on that bus.
When she did this in 1955, there were no African American judges in Montgomery. she stood up for right, and now I'm the beneficiary and byproduct of that, and I could correct the wrong that was done to her.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
Can I squeeze your hand?
Yes, ma'am. Please do. So great to meet you.
And that was your American Black History Fact, presented by McDonald's, deeply rooted within the African American community. 365 Black.
How you gonna know where I'm at if you ain't been where I've been? Understand where I'm coming from?
Up next, it's this week's Clown Donkey Hall of Shame.
Keep it locked on iPower 1 FM.
Disco Friday.
Listen up. iPower 98.9.
Listening online. From Boston to the NYC to New Hampshire to Providence, Rhode Island to Hartford, Connecticut to Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, Maryland to the Carolinas to the ATL to Miami, Florida to Chicago to Los Angeles to the north of the border of Canada to Puerto Rico to Honolulu, Hawaii to the United Kingdom, even the land down under. iPower 1 FM. Keep it right here. It's the best.
The iPower Evening Show.
iPower Evening Show.
It's time now for the Clown Donkey Hall of Shame.
What kind of fool am I?
Somebody done act the fool. Somebody done put their foot in their mouth.
The bottom line is, I think you're a complete jackass.
Worse than a female.
Now say some more. I knock your ass right back down. Fake ass wanna be preaching, no members having mother.
Time for that induction ceremony.
Me, just plain me. I might as well be working for white folks.
The iPower Evening Show.
This week's Clown Donkey Hall of Shame in the brand new year of 2022 goes out to the Chicago Police Department. In the words of the late great DMX, here we go again. Drop a gap bomb for Earl Simmons. May he rest in power. iPower 1 FM has been on these airways for many years, since 2007. Drop a gap bomb for us. We've been reporting and talking about white supremacy infiltrating police departments, courthouses, and prison systems to demonize black and brown people, mostly black people, when law enforcement validates us as savages, animals, thugs, criminals, terrorists, rapists. Everything that white supremacy validated black folks is really describing themselves of who they are demonizing black people since we got off the boat and brought us here against our will. They called black people horrible things that really describes white racist bigots for their own criminal activities. Well, isn't that what's going on in law enforcement today? Yes. Chicago police ain't no different. They been got this hee-haw and this Batman's Joker before for their continuous F-ups by raiding black people's homes, searching for an imaginary suspect that don't exist or y'all had in custody all this time, trying to find a reason to empty your magazine on innocent black people in their homes who are minding their own goddamn business, and justify that killing looking at black folks as guilty till proven innocent or guilty till proven guilty, meaning black is a crime to law enforcement. What am I talking about? Let's not waste no time and let's go to CBS News for the report.
A family in Chicago is suing the city over this mistaken police raid. The terrifying moments back in 2019 caught on officers' body cam video released by the family attorney. The police burst into the apartment of Steve Winters and Regina Evans, guns drawn. According to the lawsuit, police told the family they were responding to calls about suspects nearby who were possibly armed and fled into their building. But those suspects were not in the apartment.
We just started hearing loud bangs. And then my husband got up and went to the door and was like, what's going on? Who is it? He never understood who was at the door, and our door got kicked in by the police. And then they threw my husband to the ground, put a gun in the back of his head.
Officers can be seen searching room by room and pointing their guns in the direction of Evan's father, who's in bed, and in the direction of the family's two young daughters, 5 and 9 years old, who, according to the lawsuit, were sleeping. A frustrated and horrified Evans calling 911 as the cops went through her home.
They just busted my door, put guns in my face.
The family says they're all still traumatized.
Rishyla is still having nightmares, still can't sleep. She's screaming in her sleep.
In the videos, you can hear officers at one point apologize and offer to repair the damage.
I just want to see what's damaged so I could document it, okay?
Chicago police, in a statement before the lawsuit was filed, saying the department is committed to treating all individuals with dignity and respect. This incident occurred 3 months prior to the implementation of the department's firearm pointing incidents directive.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Who could ever imagine that black people would be calling the police on the police? Well, it's no secret that black people who have been victimized by law enforcement do call 911 to state police to get them involved in the excessive force by local police. But state police ain't no damn different, because even through state police that has state authority over local police are in cahoots as well. Do we have to go back in time to the state of Alabama where black people were trampled, some were killed on Bloody Sunday by Alabama State Police? It's not just local police in Birmingham, Alabama. They were taking orders by a known white supremacist named J. Edgar Hoover. Well, duh. And we all know that when it comes to some black people in America, and how most of us think of law enforcement when it comes to local and state police, all pigs are the same. Don't matter if they're local, state, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshal, Homeland Security. There are millions of police officers across the country with different title names working under one criminal justice system. Yes, some officers may be good on the force and going by the book of law enforcement, but we as black people and other people that are woke know that throughout history in this country, a good cop in law enforcement that goes by the book instead of going by the books of white supremacy or systematic racism are guilty by association if you see your partner or colleague framing an innocent black or brown person. This ain't nothing new to America, and what we continue to see what's going on in Chicago is nothing new to black people there. The majority of African Americans are not just afraid of the police when they are stopped or pulled over asking for ID, which most black people will refuse. Now, why do some black people refuse to show their ID while stopped for no reason by the police? Because not only it goes back to the days of slavery, showing your papers to slave catchers that you can walk around freely, but throughout history, black and brown people have been framed by law enforcement of another suspect's crime they did not commit, like planted evidence, frame-ups. I mean, we see it all the time on police body cameras, which some of these rogue and racist officers forget that their body cameras are on. And then after the frame-ups, they write in these false police reports on how officers were assaulted, and then the alleged black suspect resisted arrest when that was never shown on their body cameras, and has also admitted that they don't know who they're looking for to fit the description of a black male suspect. Speaking of that, this young black teen was not only stopped once by Chicago police, not twice, not 3 times, but several times in one night of a so-called fitting the description of a black male suspect. And the cops, as dirty and corrupted as some of them are, tells the black teenager that was harassed to stop bitching.
We are getting a look at newly released and disturbing police body cam video out of Chicago. It shows an innocent black teenager being stopped 4 times in 20 minutes, handcuffed twice, and guns being pointed at him and his 13-year-old brother.
It is 8:09 p.m. on Christmas Eve 2019, and a couple of officers from Chicago PD are banging on Jalen Steiger's door.
Okay, listen, at some point this door's going to be broken open, and you will be dragged out.
Steiger was 16 years old and had done nothing wrong. Handguns are pointed at his head as police barge into his family's apartment without a warrant.
I very easily could have been killed that night.
The frightened teen was wrongly targeted and feared officers would harm his little brother.
Get on your knees.
At gunpoint, they ordered Lazuric, who was 13 years old, to the floor. What are you feeling at that moment?
Honestly, I was scared because I was like, okay, anything could happen at this moment.
Steiger's encounter with police started nearly 20 minutes earlier. He had already been stopped 3 other times by different officers.
This is where you live at?
They eventually uncuff him and let him go.
Yeah, we apologize, man. It's just bad timing, man, you know?
Steiger, a standout high school football player, was stopped again. Police responded to a 911 call about a group of black males who were up to no good. Some officers were caught on camera admitting they weren't sure who they were looking for. Steiger says he was disgusted by the way police treated him.
That was because of what they do to people like me. So
people like you?
Yeah, black teenagers.
After the final confrontation, the boys asked why they used force. Police told them this. This case is being investigated by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability.
See, you have already validated this young black teen that was stopped several times by police, telling him he was acting like a bitch, and he's supposed to take that kind of behavior by Chicago PD, knowing that the homicide rate in Chicago has surpassed 1,000 murders of black and brown victims. Like, for an example, a black mother lost her son due to senseless gun violence. Then a week later loses her own life to these same thugs that gunned down her son. R.I.P. to Delisa Tucker and her 14-year-old son, Kevin Tinker, both dead a week apart at the same street corner where her and her son was killed. Yes, we as black and brown people are dealing with the senseless murders of ourselves. That includes the senseless harassments and sometimes senseless killings of black and brown people by the men and women in blue, who some seems to love their jobs way too much, because it gives them the full authority to do whatever the hell they want to black and brown people with no proper cause and then justify it. And people wonder why Colin Kaepernick takes a knee against the systematic racism and not about no goddamn cloth, where there really isn't no liberty and justice for all, but liberty and justice for whites only. This is America, ladies and gentlemen. Please induct Chicago police for the third time into the Clown Donkey Hall of Shame.
Thanks, Ricky, on your Clown Donkey Hall of Shame. You broke it all down. So, Chicago police has no plans of changing their evil ways on how they see black and brown people as criminals and savages.
Not as long as systematic racism exists within law enforcement.
And cleaning up the criminal justice system won't happen no time soon. No.
Hell no.
Not as long as they have the George Ford Policing Act bill still not passed nor signed into law, meaning none of these police departments nationwide will ever change their ways the way they treat black and brown people.
And this is why the Democrats will lose the House and Senate this year. And Joe Biden will indeed be a one-term president for lying to black people thus far that put him in office.
That's right.
Broken promises in his first year.
Well, black people know what to do next time come 2024. I know that's right.
You ain't never lied.
All right, thanks for that Clown Donkey Hall of Shame, Ricky.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate you. Now I know how DJ Envy feels when Charlamagne calls him yes, ma'am. All right, we got 15 on the one music joint up next. Keep it locked here on the IPES. Good evening.
iPower 98.9 New York.
Y'all be emailing me like I ain't got no feelings at all. I'll be just saying what you want to say about me. That's what I can't stand. I can't stand you email. Let me say something to everybody listening to me now. If you don't like my radio show, your radio dial go up and it go down. Turn your damn station and quit listening to me. Send me. I got a woman writing me every week how much she can't stand me. Well, I got news for you. I ain't that good a Christian yet, so I can't stand your funky ass either.
We have two different mindsets in this country, and it's a clash. And I think we should just be mature adults and understand this is a very important junction that we're at.
I got nobody wrong, but I'm treated so bad.
They just emailing me anything they want to, stuff I don't even ask their opinion on. Now you can kiss my ass.
DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason.
Old Funk and Disco Friday.
The iPower Evening Show.
Join us for another 15 on the one music joint, featuring non-stop music Monday through Friday exclusively during the iPower Show. Coming up tonight after the break, it's Free Your Mind Friday during Express Your Mind. Open lines, you can talk about anything that's on your mind during the show. If you want to talk about what happened this past week on any topics, or if you have a topic of your own you want to discuss with the iPower One Nation, well, open up the phone lines and talk about it at the bottom of the hour. This senseless violence is so out of control, especially in New York City and across the river here in New Jersey. We'll talk more about that after the break.
Call and express your mind.
Express your mind. 917-470-9355.
917-470-9355.
Join the conversation now. Keep it locked on the iPower Evening Show.
Disco Friday. It's an iPower Evening Show.
Time for tonight's Connecticut State Lottery numbers on New York's iPower 98.9.
Time for last night's Connecticut winning lottery numbers for Thursday, February 17th, 2022. Midday Play 3 daily drawings was 604 with the wild ball number 0. That's 604 with the wild ball number 0. Evening Play 3 daily drawings was 816 with the wild ball number 2. That's 816 with the wild ball number 2. Midday Play 4 daily drawings was 6829 with the wild ball number 3. That's 6829 with the wild ball number 3. Evening Play 4 daily drawings was 7764 with the wild ball number 6. That's 7764 with the wild ball number 6. Cash for life 3, 5, 13, 20, 22. That's 3, 5, 13, 20, 22. Lucky for life 9, 29, 33, 38, 41 with the lucky ball number 1. That's 9, 29, 33, 38, 41 with the lucky ball number 1. Tonight's jackpot game is Mega Millions. Estimated jackpot $64 million. And tonight's jackpot game is CT Lotto. Estimated jackpot $1 million. For more results from recent or past lottery drawings online, log on to ctlottery.org. That's ctlottery.org and check out to see if you're a jackpot winner. Good luck.
iPower 1 FM.
The iPower Evening Show.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program does not reflect the views or opinions of Heart Planet Media, iPower 1, the volunteers of this station, nor its advertisements. iPower 1, NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9. Live concert performances coming to the New York and tri-state area. The Concert Q Report. Right here, right now. On the iPower Evening Show.
I'm UnPretty Ricky along with Stefan Mason. Time for the Concert Q Report. All major events announced are in Eastern Standard Time. Concert events are subject to change depending on the current pandemic. Moving on to comedy.
Bruce coming to the Punchline in Philly on Saturday, February 19th at 7:30 and 10 p.m. and on Sunday, February 20th at 7 p.m.
Marlon Wayans coming to the Night Liberty Live in West Nyack, New York on Wednesday, February 23rd at 7:30, on Thursday, February 24th at 7:30 and 9:45 p.m. and coming to the Music Box at the Bogota in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Friday, February 15th at 7 p.m. George Lopez coming to the Met Philadelphia in Philly on Saturday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Coming to the Capitol Theater in Port Chester, New York on Thursday, May 12th at 8 p.m. Coming to the Wellmont Theater in Montclair, New Jersey on Friday, May 13th at 6:30. And coming to the NYCB Theater in Westbury, New York on Saturday, May 14th at 8 p.m. Tony Baker coming to the Carolines on Broadway in NYC on Thursday, April 7th at 7:30, on Friday, April 8th at 7 and 9:45 p.m., and on Saturday, April 9th at 7 and 9:45 p.m. Corey Holcomb coming to the Carolines on Broadway in NYC on Thursday, April 14th at 7 p.m., on Friday, April 15th at 7 and 9:45 p.m., and on Saturday, April 16th at 7 and 9:45 p.m. Andrew Schultz from the Brilliant Idiots coming to Radio City Music Hall on Saturday, April 16th at 10 p.m. and on Saturday, April 23rd at 7 p.m.
Cedric the Entertainer coming to the King's Theater in Brooklyn on Friday, April 29th at 8 p.m.
Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out coming to the Northwell Health at Jones Beach Theater in Wonton, New York on Thursday, June 2nd at 8 p.m. and coming to the PNC Bank Arts Center in Homedale, New Jersey on Friday, June 3rd at 8 p.m. Jay Farrell coming to the Carolines on Broadway in NYC on Thursday, June 9th at 7 and 9:45 p.m. on Friday, June 10th at 7 and 9:45 p.m. on Saturday, June 11th at 7 and 9:45 p.m. and on Sunday, June 12th at 7 p.m. And that should do it for the Concert Q Report on this Friday, February 18th, 2022. You have a safe weekend. I'm UnPretty Ricky.
And I'm Stefan Mason.
For more information on where your performer or performers are performing at, log on to Ticketmaster.com or LiveNation.com. That should do it for the Concert Q. We'll do it again.
Only on the iPower Evening Show, exclusively on your station, iPower 1 FM. The iPower Evening Show. Funk and Disco Friday. You're checking out the longest running online radio show, DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Stefan Mason.
Crank it up and piss off the neighbors. You got your radio locked on to the hottest station.
iPower 1, New York City. Your home for the iPower Evening Show.
Good evening, everyone. DeMarco, Ricky, and Stefan. This is Express Your Mind on the IPES. It's time to free your mind. Thank you, Ann Vogue. During Express Your Mind, open lines. You can talk about anything that's on your mind. Ricky, Stefan, I'm pretty sure y'all aware about the senseless violence that occurred in these urban cities last year and right into 2022 in urban major cities and across the country, such as here in New York. One college student last year is dead due to stab wounds by a known gang member who has a criminal rap sheet. This happened last year at Morningside Park in Manhattan. A former soccer player, Akeem Loney, 32 years old, was stabbed to death on the 2 train going into Penn Station. In Beverly Hills, the godfather of black music, Clarence Avant, just lost his wife. 81-year-old Jacqueline Avant, murdered by a known criminal who shot up their Beverly Hills home in a robbery attempt. I mean, who in their right mind would harm a sweet elderly who was a sweet woman?
And sadly killed by a Negro.
Right.
Man, I keep telling people, and I agree with Charlamagne the God and rapper My Son, know the difference between black people with love and niggas with self-hate.
I agree.
This was a self-hate nigga that never cared about black people or anybody, didn't value black life, nor himself, unfortunately.
Right now, today, in 2022, we got our own blacks who don't care about life, don't value black life, nor their own.
And the ones who are doing the killings look like us.
Yes.
Not only don't speak for us, but they in this mindset where they got nothing to lose at this point, knows that they can't get a job, get an apartment, and make a living because of that scarlet letter A on their criminal record that stays with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So therefore, you may have been released out of prison, but in your mind, you still in prison, rejected by society, where you are shut out in everything once you have paid your debt to society. Now, I don't blame everything on our own people for their mistakes and suffering, because systematic racism is doing one hell of a good job by making sure that these Negroes come back to prison so the powers that be can make more money off of black folks who are locked up for stupidity, senseless crimes.
That's right, brother.
Correctional facilities is not a rehabilitation for inmates.
Well, don't forget, they used to have libraries in these prison systems.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That was one of the tools that helped Malcolm Little, who became Malcolm X, get out of prison. Correct. They used to have trade schools for inmates in these prison systems to help better these inmates when they are released.
You're right.
They don't got that no more.
That's gone.
Which sets up these inmates for failure when they do get out and then right back into the prison system for the same crimes that they have committed. Right. Because the only thing that most criminals know is violence.
That's right.
Committing more crimes. Correct. Because how the system was taught to these inmates.
Absolutely.
To make them better criminals and not better people for society. If you look at our black communities today, like in New York, like in Philly, Jersey, ATL, Houston, Chicago, LA, just to name a few cities, there's not enough jobs, not enough after-school programs, not enough real affordable housing, not enough education, not enough real food or government programs to feed low-income black and brown folks.
No, there isn't.
When you have a poorly system currently in place that keeps the poor poor, you're gonna have drugs, you're gonna have gangs, you're gonna have senseless violence, you're gonna have poverty and homelessness.
That's right.
Who some are violent and will murder people because they're not being treated for mental health.
Sadly, that's what our government wants.
Of course.
You really think these lame-ass Democrats give 2 Fs about black people's conditions, or the hood for that matter? But some of these same Negroes victimized by the government will go vote Democrat, who are not even thinking about y'all black asses till it's time to vote on election day. I don't see anything getting better as far as I'm concerned.
And that won't happen no time soon.
No.
I don't think so neither. Neither do I. All right, it's Free Your Mind Friday. Say whatever you want, get it off your chest. Let's go to the phone lines.
iPower 1 FM. Call and express your mind. Express your mind. Join the conversation now on the iPower Evening Show.
Express your mind.
Stacey J, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Stace.
Stacey J, represent Big Back.
How you doing, brother?
What's up there, bruh?
Stacey, what's going on, brother? Free your mind.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it's been 15 years since I've been on the air. I don't
always had faith in you and the crew that y'all would make it. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure it wasn't easy, though.
No.
I mean, when y'all was in Boston with this radio station, and the black communities were supposed to have y'all backs, but that leadership played a part and never got that support with this radio station. You feel what I'm saying?
Unfortunately.
Don't get me wrong, yo. There were some people from Boston that did support y'all.
Absolutely.
But the others never had faith in y'all and wanted to shut y'all down. Just in this radio station. You feel what I'm saying?
Stacy, my brother, it is what it is.
Yep.
Not only that I lost faith within the black communities where I'm from in Boston, but I lost faith for the city of Boston a long time ago. Because in my opinion, that city was never made to uplift black folks and take them on to success.
Never.
I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Even though we had New Edition, Guru from Gangstar, Benzino, Mark Wahlberg, and New Kids on the Block, along with Jordan Lucas out of Worcester that made it out of Massachusetts,
right.
It took other major cities to help out these artists throughout the years.
Absolutely.
Boston never had no interest for black or brown talent whatsoever. If those with talent experienced discouragement, broken promises, and disappointments time after time after time.
Right.
They never will.
Let me take this next call. JD, you're next on iPower 1. Go ahead, JD.
Hey, what's up, fam?
How you doing, my brother?
What's up there, JD?
JD, what's going on, brother? Free your mind, brother.
Well, it's 2022, and just like how this coronavirus ain't going nowhere no time soon, don't look for this country to get any better.
Nope.
All this crap about this got to stop the violence, Black Lives Matter, defund the police, black people gotta do better. I mean, that's all good and dandy, but you know how many times we've been saying this over and over, and it keeps on going and going with no end in sight. It's just like we just saying it, thinking it would go away by itself.
JD, my brother, we all know that saying it and doing it are two different things. Yes, we hear black folks all the time saying we got to do better, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But are we really even making an effort to try and do better for ourselves as black people? Yes, I'm aware that some of our brothers and sisters are trying to do that for themselves.
No doubt.
But what about others who choose not to change their ways or make their communities better? I mean, some black folks just give up on each other and only focusing on themselves.
There's no doubt, JD and Ricky, that we gonna get more of the same like we did in 2021 and the years before.
Of course.
There are some blacks that will not make an effort to change their negative ways. Of course not. But you got other blacks that are willing to change and make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are sick and tired of all this mess that's occurring in our hoods in the black communities nationwide. Thanks for your call, JD. Pete Sonny, you're next on iPower 1 FM. Go ahead, Pete Sonny.
Black Cat Pete Sonny on the loose.
How you doing, brother?
What's up there, bro?
Pete Sonny, my brother. What's going on? Free your mind, brother.
My brothers, this is a brand new year. In 2022, it's not going to be different like the previous years before.
No.
And let me tell you why. As long as there's still racism and injustice in this country against African Americans and people of color, I don't see anything improving no time soon.
I don't need
I mean, where are the most two important bills down in Washington, D.C. that's supposed to have been passed and signed into law by Joe Biden?
Right.
I'm talking about the George Floyd Police and Accountability Act, where the police will be directly responsible and accountable for their actions on the police force against blacks and people of color.
That's correct.
And the John Lewis Voting Rights Protection Act that will prevent voter disenfranchised or suppressing the black vote.
Correct.
The 2022 midterm elections is this year.
In November,
and
right.
the Democratic-controlled U.S. Senate are wasting time with the American people if these two important bills are not signed into law before the midterms.
Come on.
By then it will be too late.
Right.
Because if or when these racist Republicans take back the House and Senate, there's no way Joe Biden to end the filibuster.
No.
Because it will be useless after the Republicans take over Congress.
This is what I'm talking about, brother. Time is wasting before the midterm elections coming up in the fall of this year. And Joe Biden, along with the Democratic-led House and Senate, got to act now and get these important bills passed, even if they have to break it down to pieces.
Right.
Because it's not just their seats that are on the line, including Joe Manchin's seat coming up in 2024. Because our freedom and our democracy are at stake.
Big time.
If or when these Trump-loving elected officials take over the House and Senate, then all hell's gonna break loose.
That's if or when these racist, bigoted-ass Republicans take back the House and Senate, that will turn into not not just a you problem, but a you problem for black and brown poor people who depend on the government. That will be cut across the board.
Yes.
You think America's in bad shape now for some black and brown folks? Wait till these racist bigots in Congress takes over. All your Antifas and Black Lives Matter, all of that will be useless.
Yes, indeed. Got that
Thanks
right,
for your call, Pete, Sonny.
Later, brother.
Mike, you're next tonight, Power One. Go ahead, Mike.
How are you?
How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, what's up there, Mike?
What's going on, sir?
Free your mind.
Hey, I want to know something here. How's your President Joe Biden doing thus far for the blacks and people of color who says we must be passionate and spread diversity in America? Do you really think Joe Biden was going to give the blacks that voted him into the White House what they wanted? Are you kidding me? Remember what Sleepy Joe said? If you don't vote for him, you're not black. Do you think that was racist for what he said? Because if President Trump would have said that to African Americans, he would have been called a racist automatically.
Well, Donald Trump would be called a racist anyways.
You see
So
what I
it wouldn't
mean?
make any
So
difference knowing that he is one.
You don't think Joe Biden is a racist for the remark towards the blacks in this country?
It was inappropriate the way he said that on the Breakfast Club, but I don't think it was racist.
What?
Don't get me wrong.
Really?
Don't get me wrong about Joe Biden. I'm very aware of Biden's past, of some of the racist things he said towards African Americans in this country. Absolutely. After all, he did help sponsor some bills that became law that hurt black and brown people going to prison, like the 3 Strikes Law, signed by then President Clinton back in '96.
And did you saw the interview with your friend Charlamagne the Devil with Kamala Harris?
I saw a little
Boy,
bit.
let me tell you, you want to talk about an angry black woman, because she didn't like the question that Charlamagne put out there regarding Sleepy Joe's leadership in the White House, which he has none, by the
All
way.
right, thanks for your call, Mike. No, I didn't get a chance to see the whole entire interview on the God's Honest Truth with Charlamagne the God interviewing Vice President Kamala Harris. But she got defensive about leadership of the presidency, which is Joe Biden, and not Senator Joe Manchin, who is making it harder for his own Democratic colleagues in the United States Senate passing these important bills and sign into law to move America forward.
Well, Joe Biden and Joe Manchin better get on the damn ball here.
Yeah,
Because
right?
both their political seats are on the line if they don't get this Voting Rights Act bill and the George Floyd Policing Act bill passed and signed into law. Or Joe Biden will really have no leadership come 2024.
Right.
Nor the Democrats come midterm elections later this year.
Clarence, you're next tonight, Power One. Go ahead, Clarence.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
How you doing, brother?
What's up there, bruh?
Clarence, what's going on, brother?
Free your mind.
Yeah, no matter how much we as black people love our cities, love our communities, and love our hood, sometimes our cities, our black communities, nor our hoods don't love us back. Know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm glad we got those out there that do get love and support on what they do positive to uplift our people in our communities, whether by protesting, activism, music, or talent-wise.
Right.
And we gotta stop worshiping the ghetto.
I agree.
Like that said, the black man's life that we can't escape from.
Right.
And we see the destruction and the results that contribute to the bullshit brought on by the powers that be.
I get what you're saying when you talk about black and brown people worshiping the ghetto, and also some of those with amazing talent who got blown up into success. We got to learn from Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph, who both try to give love back to their black communities that cost both of these gentlemen their lives by haters who look like us in our communities.
Some of our blacks with that amazing talent move out the hood for better environment for their family.
And I don't see a problem with that.
No.
Just make sure you don't forget where you came from when you had to deal with that scenario.
That's
and
right.
now you made it to success, living somewhere else and doing positive things for you, your kids and your family, away from the negative vibes. You should always give back to your origin, even if it's from a far distance, just to be safe.
Right.
It is sad that it has to be that way,
Better
but that's
safe
fine.
than sorry,
It's better
brother.
to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking
Ray
about.
Sean, you're next tonight, Power One FM. Go ahead, Ray Sean.
Hey, what up, DeMarco? What up, Ricky? What up, Stefan?
How you doing,
My
brother?
Nubian brother, what's going on?
What's up there, bruh?
Free your mind, brother.
Yes, my brothers. I would like to elaborate on what my brothers Clarence and Ricky said regarding our people in the hood who finally did made it out of the ghetto and decided to move out into the suburbs. I myself don't have a problem with that. And I feel my brothers and my sisters' pain of going through this all in the black communities on the way we was treated by the powers that be that wanted to keep the poor poor, falsely arresting our black and brown brothers and sisters and locking them up with trumped-up charges. That could happen to a black face also in the suburbs with Morgan racist police officers as well.
Right.
I don't understand that this is the life black people should not be living in a toxic environment where we shouldn't have to worry about our children getting shot on the street by a stray bullet or shot by a cop's bullet. The majority of black people not only want to see themselves do better, but they want to see our black and brown communities look better as well.
Come on.
Because we're all sick and tired of seeing the pookies on the street corner selling and using drugs. We're tired of seeing our young black and brown people purple get gunned down for no damn reason. We're tired of seeing the homelessness within our purple begging for food or begging for a fix to get high. We're tired of our hoods looking like Fred Sanford's junkyard compared to these white suburbs looking like the Wizard of Oz. I know we're sick and tired of saying black people gotta do better. Stop the violence. Black lives matter. This has gotta stop. Defund the police. Yada, yada, yada. That may sound good and feels good, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
We can say all of that till the cows come home.
You're right,
brother. Real.
Yep.
But if we're not going to take action of our own responsibilities and accountabilities of what we need to do to improve our black communities, then of course what we see currently in our communities will remain the same going forward and beyond. Bless my brothers.
Thanks for your call, Rashawn.
Be safe this weekend, King.
Take care, brother. Have a safe weekend. All right, reading your text next. Keep it locked.
Disco Friday.
The CBS News Break is coming up next, courtesy of WCBS News Radio 880 AM. iPower 1, NYC, New York City. iPower 98.9. The iPower Evening Show. Express Your Mind continues right here, right now on the iPower Evening Show.
We got the email bag. Free your mind as we read your emails tonight, coming up in hour 4 at 20 minutes before the hour. We're streaming on our official website, iPower1FM.com or at TuneIn.com. Type in keyword iPowerFM. Listen to us on the radio 24/7.
Incoming message.
Time to text your mind on the EYM. Free Your Mind Friday. Text about anything that's on your mind. Michelle Brooks from Stamford, Connecticut writes, as a lifelong Democrat, President Biden must make sure that the voting rights bill is passed and signed into law, or our country will be under communist ruling if the Republican cults take over the House and Senate. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah, right.
That John Lewis voting rights bill must be passed this year before the midterm elections.
Yes.
If not, these Republican cult followers of Trump will take over the House and Senate and turn this country back to the 1950s under communist ruling, eliminating the Constitution and eliminating our democracy.
Come on.
It is bound to happen.
You ain't never lied.
Jerome K82 from Springfield, Massachusetts writes, I don't care what nobody says. This is the online radio station that Massachusetts needed. And if Boston won't accept y'all, then we here in Springfield definitely will. I appreciate that, Jerome K82 from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Drop a gap bomb for Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
We're probably the only radio station that came out of Boston that has fans on the west side of Massachusetts.
Right. Kenny Ford, 65 from Hartford, Connecticut writes, happy 15th anniversary to iPower 1 FM. I knew you brothers could do it, and I told people about this radio station that speaks the truth. Thanks, Kenny Ford, 65 from Hartford, Connecticut. You one of these brothers that are loyal to this station, and I appreciate brothers like these who have a voice by texting into our show.
Jenny Queen 40 from B-More writes, I've been listening to y'all since 2014. I never got the chance to call in, but I'm wondering what will happen once DeMarco retires at the end of 2023. DeMarco?
That's still up in the air, and I've been thinking during the months when we were off, and I don't want to say nothing as of yet, but until 2023 comes, that's when we'll find out about where do I go from there. And at the same time, keep on listening to iPower 1 FM.
Oh, yeah.
Since you've been listening, Jenny Queen 40 from B-More. We get listeners from B-More all the time.
Drop a gap bomb for Baltimore.
Yes, absolutely.
Jay Head the Kid from Detroit, Michigan writes, why y'all don't show Big Sean no love on y'all radio station, but show plenty of love to Tekashi 6ix9ine playing his whack-ass music all the time?
Whoa,
what?
Wait a minute.
Bruh,
wait a minute.
I can't tell the last time we ever played Tekashi 6ix9ine's music on this radio station.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, we always show Big Sean love here at this radio station playing his music.
Absolutely.
We never slept on Big Sean.
Never.
I mean, what are you talking about?
We always played Big Sean's music on this station.
Drop a gap bomb for Big Sean out of Detroit.
Most definitely.
I mean, that is ridiculous. What online radio station you been listening to, bruh?
Right.
We never, ever play Tekashi 6ix9ine's music on this radio station?
Never. Big Sean, yes.
Absolutely.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, no.
Not in a million years.
And not in a million years you will hear his music on this radio station.
Nah, we ain't playing no music by no rat.
No.
You know that for sure.
Right.
Pat Summer 67 from Worcester, Massachusetts writes, I know y'all guys got a lot of heat from Boston haters over the years not respecting y'all before leaving for NYC. Will y'all still support those from Massachusetts that supported y'all? By the way, the check's in the mail as an appreciation for your 15 years on the air. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Pat Summer 67. We was not expecting this. We received a donation that we was not expecting by Pat Summer 67 out of Worcester, Massachusetts.
All right.
I don't want to tell you the amount she sent us. That's none of y'all business, by the way. But she did send donations to help support this radio station because her voice is being heard through the text. That tells you right there are some people who has a heart from Boston, Worcester, or anywhere in Massachusetts that will still donate and support this radio station as long as they have a voice.
True
and
that.
we're giving them that voice.
Yes, sir.
Laura Tompkins from Brooklyn, New York writes, hello, my dear. Stefan, baby, I'm 74. I've been listening to you since 2009. Just like me, I keeps it old school. Will we as black people gonna survive if that no good racist Donald Trump steals his way back in the White House come 2024? We hardly getting by under Biden. Sister, I say yes. Don't forget now, black people survived under slavery, under Jim Crow, under segregation, under systematic racism. If we can survive that, sister, we will definitely survive Trump if or when, God forbid, he comes back into the White House, raise hell, and take our democracy, our civil rights, even human rights away in this country.
Bruh, you got that right. God forbid if or when he gets back in the White House.
Right.
Leroy Davis from Baltimore, Maryland writes, Stefan, my brother, you the only black man on that program who has acknowledged keeping it old school. But I don't see nothing changing with racism and voter suppression. We still gotta keep on trucking, keep on marching, and keep on fighting by voting for our black lives this upcoming 2022 midterm elections. I agree with you right there, brother. Our democracy, our civil rights, human rights, voting rights, everything applying to black people is on the line. Even our black lives are on the line.
Oh, yeah.
If or when this man Trump and these damn Republicans take back the House and Senate and the White House.
Yep.
All hell gonna break loose in this damn country.
You ain't lying.
And my brother ATL Prince J404 from the ATL writes, Stefan, my brother, I'm praying that Antonio Brown, after that stunt he pulled during the Buccaneers-Jets game, this brother needs help and I'm praying for him. I'm also praying for that brother that he gets the help that he needs. Antonio Brown is crying out for help in cold words, and I say that out of love.
Right.
I ain't one of these Negroes who lie and say that he needs help and then go pray for his downfall at the same time. How does self-hate help this brother who needs it?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Thanks for your text. Thanks, Ricky and Stefan. Shout outs to iPower 2 on our YouTube channel. Keyword, iPower One Nation Real. For those who are leaving us right now, tune in next week. For those who are staying, you've got 5 minutes before our mics get hot here on the IPES.
iPower 1.
iPower 1 FM.
NYC, New York City. On the iPower Evening Show.
Don't touch that dial.
The iPower Evening Show. After your local CBS News break. Keep it locked on 98.9.
The iPower Evening Show is back. Right here, right now. The mic is now hot.
The iPower Evening Show.
Final hour of the IPES, celebrating 15 years on iPower 1. Thank you once again for being with us. We got the email bag coming up at the bottom of the hour. Reading your emails on this Free Your Mind Friday. Plus another Maury drama courtesy of the Maury Show. That's coming up after the break at 20 past the hour. Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday in this last hour. We're at the home stretch. The weekend is here. Keep it locked, everyone.
Hollywood Live with Tanya Hart.
The American Music Awards did not disappoint. BTS earned the most wins with 3 at the 2021 AMAs. The 7-member South Korean pop boy band was given the most coveted Crystal Pyramid Trophy of the night as they beat out heavy hitters including Ariana Grande, Drake, and Olivia Rodrigo. But honey, then the boys from Boston took to the stage to show the BTS guys where the right stuff came from. Both New Edition and New Kids on the Block took the stage at the 2021 American Music Awards, and it was the Battle of Boston, which marked the first time the two iconic groups have performed together. They each performed a medley of their greatest hits, which New Kids on the Block kicked off by singing You Got the Right Stuff in coordinating black outfits and choreographed dance routines. Yep, because that's how they do it. And then New Edition took to the stage to sing Candy Girl, each of the band members wearing a long coat and a hat in different colors as they too performed a choreographed routine. The two groups then took to the stage together, singing hits including Step by Step, Hanging Tough, Please Don't Go Girl, New Edition performing Mr. Telephone Man, Is This the End, and Can You Stand the Rain? Oh my goodness, it was just almost too much. Well, to wrap things up, New Edition gave it their all on If This Isn't Love, and NKOTB joined them for a dance routine involving both bands. Afterwards, all singers shared hugs and handshakes. Well, it was part of a new AMA segment titled My Hometown. It also featured a set from Kane Brown and Carrie Underwood and Jason Aldean. But both of these groups hail from Boston, Massachusetts, New Edition from the neighborhood of Roxbury, and New Kids on the Block from Dorchester. And it was the General, Maury Starr, with the help of yours truly, Tanya Hart, who put both of these groups together. So right now, we're all going to take a bow on this one. And for all of these stories and a whole lot more, don't forget to follow me on social media at Tanya Hollywood and at AURN online.
The iPower Evening Show, where the best and the brightest are about to be informed.
The 2022 TD5 World Bike Tour in New York City. It's the New York Marathon Riding on Bikes. Sunday, May 1st, where thousands of bikers from all over the country will meet up, taking the 40-plus mile bike ride challenge in all 5 boroughs, starting from Lower Manhattan to Staten Island. Register now for this annual event. Log online to bike.nyc. That's bike.nyc for further details.
The iPower Evening Show.
Funk and Disco Friday.
Time for tonight's New York forecast on iPower 98.9.
28 will be a low tonight, clear and colder. Tomorrow, Saturday, clouds and sun becoming windier and cooler with snow showers in the afternoon with a high of 41. Tomorrow night will be a low of 22 degrees in NYC. Sunday will be a high of 37. Bundle up. With your New York AccuWeather forecast on iPower 989, I'm UnPretty Ricky.
iPower 98.9.
One nation under urban music.
Join me, DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Rafael Castro for Hip Hop and R&B Monday. Next week, 7 to 11 on the iPower Evening Show. We got the concert report, the email bag, your sports update. Plus, text your mind into the show during Express Your Mind. We're always streaming online 24/7 on our official website. Go to iPower989NewYork.com. Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Keyword iPower1Real. Join us for NYC's Inside the Time Tunnel. 4 hours of R&B classic soul going through the decades from the 60s all the way to the 90s. Tomorrow morning at 8 on New York's iPower 989 NY. The email bag is just minutes away. Email us on news, topics, and more. Email the iPower Show.
iPower1Nation@gmail.com
or iPower989NewYork.com and click the email bag.
Reading your emails next on New York's iPower 989.
Playing the best. Old school classics, hip-hop, R&B, and today's hottest music.
iPower 1. New York City.
You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail.
Time now for the email bag. The email bag.
You've got mail.
Go to iPower1FM.com and click the email bag.
Time to read your emails.
You've got mail.
The email bag.
Right here, right now.
The iPower Evening Show.
This is the iPower Evening Show on this Friday night. At this time, we read your emails from what we like to call the email bag. In the fourth hour, we read your emails every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have an important topic to discuss, whether news, sports, or entertainment, or free your mind, go to our official website, iPower1FM.com, and click the email bag. When I read your emails, Ricky and Stefan are also reading along. We pick out the emails to read on the air that are appropriate exclusively on the iPower Show. All right, you know what today is. It's Free Your Mind Friday. Free your mind. Thank you, Ann Vogue. You can email us on anything that's on your mind, and we'll talk about anything you want that fits our interests. If we find something interesting to the show, we'll read it and we'll talk about it. This one is about being poor and happy. Greetings to you and Happy New Year. I've been poor all my life as an African American. I'm 62 years old and I've gotten used to being poor and on government assistance, something I didn't ask to be on. I've always wanted to be an actor or a singer for the talent that I have, but no avail. I was not successful. I don't want to sound negative, but not everybody with talent will make it. But I am still enjoying my life as much as I can on this earth and staying positive and happy. Tracy Bennett from Boston, Massachusetts. Thank you, Tracy Bennett from Boston. Yeah, I'm glad you still have that positive energy to keep living your life and being happy, and that you did try to make a difference. You tried, but I don't see that as a failure at all. As long as she tried throughout her years, that's all what counts. Absolutely. I'm sorry that she didn't get to where she needed to be.
Well, this is what Boston is known for. Making sure African Americans fail big time in that city.
Big time.
No, I'm not talking ish about Boston. I'm only giving you the facts, which some cannot handle.
No.
I'm not telling you what I think. I'm only telling you what I know and what I've experienced, because I've been there.
And that ain't no lie.
No, it's not.
We got some more emails. This one is on doing things by myself. Good evening, family. Now, I was forced to do things all by myself all my life. I have no real family. I was abandoned by so-called family. My father was abusive to me, and all I have is my mother after the passing of her husband, which I never attended the funeral for my so-called father. I became the forgotten one from family. I have no real friends. The only thing I have is my talent drawings and animated cartoons of famous characters, also exercising and traveling to the ATL for my mental health. Is life over at age 50, which I'll be 51 on February 10th?
That was last week.
Jason Paul from Baltimore, Maryland.
You're right.
Jason Paul, thanks for that email, brother. No, your life is not over at age 50, going on 51. Look, I'm 48. Your story in your email is very similar to the hell that I went through. I had an abusive father who was verbally and physical. I myself never went to his funeral because the love was not there for me. I've always told my friends that my father was dead when he was alive because I didn't want to think about the pain that I've gone through. I also traveled back and forth from Boston to NYC because I didn't feel the love in Boston for a long time. I'm not saying NYC is no different, but this city gives me therapy, healing, and energy. And New York, quoting Spike Lee, is the greatest city on God's earth. No doubt about it. The difference for New York was my childhood still exists when it comes to elevated subway lines that once existed in Boston. Plus, just like how you like drawing animated cartoon characters, I like drawing Boston elevated subway lines that once were there in that city. That's how I get by taking care of my mental health, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm over so-called family from my so-called father's side. They've been dead to me for a long time. I don't need that toxic waste in my life. All I have now is my mother, my talent, and my positive life. Continue staying positive, my brother. Reading some more emails. This one is on Joe Biden has failed black people. Hello, everyone. Black Lives Matter is needed, and our lives are important. To my brothers at the radio station, Joe Biden and the Democrats has once again failed black people in America. We were hoodwinked and bamboozled by this so-called president. Biden, the Democrats, and the Republicans are all in cahoots. They could care less of what happens to African Americans. Well, I will continue to vote, but I don't think our black votes will be enough for Democrats to keep the Democratic-led House and Senate. We need new leadership down in Congress that will listen to African Americans and not just look for our votes and then toss us aside like yesterday's trash till the next election. Nope, not this time. They will no longer take our black votes in 2022 and 2024 for granted. Joanna Washington from Boston, Massachusetts. Thanks, Joanna Washington. I agree. I totally agree. You won't get no arguments out of me on that. I really believe that Joe Biden thus far has failed blacks, African Americans, and people of color in this country.
Oh, you think?
Not just Joe Biden, but Joe Manchin, a so-called Democrat, and these Republicans who wasn't expecting to do a damn thing for black people.
No.
Especially the do-nothing Democrats has also failed black folks in the process. I'm not surprised.
Well, what do you expect? Joe Biden knows that he could be facing elimination, becoming a one-term president.
Right.
Because according to some African Americans, they're not voting for Biden this next time around.
No, they're
and
not.
now we know that the Democrats right now don't have a leg to stand on, facing defeat by these racist, bigoted, Trump-loving Republicans come the midterm elections this year.
We can't blame the people for that, feeling hoodwinked and bamboozled by the Biden administration.
Yeah, right.
If they knew Biden and the Democrats was going to be doing this, we might as well left Trump in the White House and not vote at all. But we couldn't take having another 4 years with this man in the White House destroying our democracy, and we couldn't stop voting.
Right.
We needed new leadership from the Democrats and independents that will listen to the deepest concerns of black and brown people in this country.
We got some more emails. This one is on Kyle Rittenhouse, the American hero. Really? Well, first things first. I'm a staunch Trump supporter. I voted for Trump twice, and Kyle Rittenhouse is our young American hero that we need right now to take our country back. If there's any man that can stop Black Lives Matter and the Antifa movement on their tracks, it's Kyle Rittenhouse that has opened our eyes to kill these bastards in self-defense if we feel threatened by these anti-Americans who hate our country, hate law enforcement, and hate proud white patriotic Americans, and also President Trump. Kyle Rittenhouse will be the patriotic American to help take our country back to where it should have been in the first place. Matt the Rifle Guy from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Say
what? Oh, really?
Matt the Rifle Guy from Wisconsin?
Wow.
I mean, take this country back to where? Slavery?
Right.
Notice how these racist, bigoted Trump supporters are making Kyle Rittenhouse, who's a murderer who killed 2 protesters, an American hero.
Hero of
what? Hero of white supremacy?
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Notice how these gun-toting AR-15 rifle carriers are praising Kyle Rittenhouse for opening the doors to find a reason to go across state lines and harm the protesters of Black Lives Matter and the Antifa movement.
That's right.
These racist bigots feel so emboldened and empowered that they can now go and kill members of BLM in a protest march and get away with it like how Kyle Rittenhouse did. This is America, ladies and gentlemen.
Florida passed a bill last year that makes it legal to run over Black Lives Matter protesters without facing any repercussions. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up.
No.
You think what Kyle Rittenhouse did was something? You're going to have crazy-ass radicals from the right using their firepower from their AR-15s and just unload on these protesters that will make the Kyle Rittenhouse protest shooting look like a Sunday school picnic.
More like an Al Capone Valentine's Day massacre-style murder on Black Lives Matter and Antifa.
That could cause a civil war and a possible race war in this country if it goes that far.
That is exactly what these bigots and these happy-triggered AR-15 carriers want in order to take back their country that they never owned in the first place.
That's right.
That's their main mission.
Of course
Mind
it is.
you, these are sick-minded racist bigots who only care about 4 things: white power, protect the Second Amendment, dictatorship here in America, and Donald Trump.
Those are the only things they care about. They could care less about the U.S. Constitution.
No.
These gun-toting, triggered-happy white racist bigots could wipe their nasty asses with the Constitution for all they care.
That's
We
right.
got this final email. Good evening, iPower family. My topic for Free Your Mind Friday is the fakeness and clout chasing. People use social media to get famous, to get likes, be popular, and people that are supposed to be your mutual friends are not showing you the love by not liking your photos, not commenting on your posts, but they always showing love to everyone else. And when they are confronted, they get so defensive. This is a brand new year in 2022, and I'm no longer dealing with fake, ignorant people. I can't stand clout chasers, and definitely people who don't send me birthday wishes on my day. Gets nothing from me on their day. Keep that same energy. That's the way I look at it. Sorry, but not sorry. Felicia Renee from Randolph, Massachusetts.
Drop a gap bomb for Felicia Renee from Randolph, Massachusetts. You see, social media can be so depressing.
Absolutely.
You got people out there clout chasing, looking for likes, comments, friend requests, and followers. And we talked about this time and time again. I got no time for that.
I don't got time for that neither.
No.
Facebook and Instagram can be good or bad. However,
Absolutely.
you got young kids, especially young blacks, who live off of social media like it's the Holy Bible, getting praised for foolishness is clout chasing.
Yeah.
Plus, using social media to plan their next mob attack on expensive stores in these cities across the country by shoplifting, smash and grab while caught on camera, making that the norm. It's ridiculous.
And you know what's bad about that, Stefan? That stays on social media forever and will affect your future as you get older and realizing, oh man, I effed up. That was me back in the day. No, that was you 2 years ago. Back in the day, it's like 20 years ago. And right now, you're trying to get a job, but those videos keep popping up on social media of you smashing and grabbing jewelries and watches. That will definitely affect you getting a real job to financially support yourself.
Right.
All because you effed up and you didn't know any better.
Well, sometimes young blacks who do get caught up on social media getting posts about mob attacks on where to shoplift, smash and grab, and all this senseless foolishness.
Hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's right.
I totally agree. All right, that should do it for the email bag. The weekend is here. Ricky got that positive note along with the positive message from Kyrie Irving. That's up next. Keep it locked, everyone. It's the IPES. Good evening.
The world's most kick-ass online radio show, the iPower Evening Show.
Disco Friday. It's the iPower Evening Show.
One nation under urban music. iPower 98.9. Coming up next week on iPower 1, DeMarco J, UnPretty Ricky, and Rafael Castro.
Love it R&B Monday.
The iPower Evening Show. Keep it locked on iPower 1 FM. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program does not reflect the views or opinions of Hard Planet Media, iPower 1, the volunteers of this station, nor its advertisements.
All right, the show is over. Thanks for listening to us on this Old Funkin' Disco Friday, celebrating 15 years on iPower 1 FM. We'll do this again next week, same time. Please take the iPower 1 challenge. Listen to all 4 hours of this online radio show. Let your heart be the judge of what you think of our program.
Yes, indeed. We got more commercial-free Old Funkin' Disco music on the way at the top of the hour. We're always streaming live. If you missed the whole entire show tonight, go to our official website, iPower1FM.com, or at tuner.com, keyword iPowerFM. Download the app for free on your phone or tablet to pick up our online radio show. Plus, you can now check out the whole entire show now on YouTube, keyword iPower 1 Nation Real.
Huge shout-outs to iPower 1 Nation for listening. Take care of yourselves out there. And furthermore, till we meet again, which is next week, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. Be safe this weekend. We're gone. And in closing, Ricky, give us that positive note.
WWJD. What would Jesus do? Well, in this case, WWID. What would I do when nothing in the universe can stop you from letting you go and starting over? Here's Kyrie Irving, ladies and gentlemen.
Changing perception of yourself.
That's another root of human struggle, worrying about other people's perceptions about who you are. Like, why would you ever care about that? And I think that I fell victim to that in my past, of worrying about things that I can't control. You know, if the people understood what words could do to a human being, especially where we are in today's society, then they wouldn't be invested in that. So I'm not here to dispel anything. You can continue to ask other people around me about what they think about me, and continue to write about mood swings. Like, you know, human beings have mood swings. Like, you go home and you're not happy with things, or you're mad at something, or you're happy. That's a mood swing. It's okay to be human. I don't have to be perfect for anyone here, nor do I have to be perfect for the public. So I'm not here to dispel any perception. I'm just here to be myself.
Our mics are now cold. You got 3 days and 19 hours till our mics get hot. Keep it locked on Monday. It's the IPES, and we're out the door.
We out!
See y'all next week, and we gone.
I ain't got no more talk.
We there.
We out, we out, we out, we out, we out.
Disco Friday.
New York City never sleeps, right? Neither does iPower 989 FM. One nation under urban music.
iPower 989, One Nation Under Urban Music in the New York tri-state area, celebrating 15 years on iPower 1. We are on the local side, wrapping things up for tonight. Thank you to our listeners in New York City. Shout out to the 5 boroughs of Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, plus Yonkers and New Rochelle checking in from New York. Also, shout-outs to our listeners in Newark, Patterson, and New Brunswick for checking in from New Jersey. Big shout-outs to Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven, and Stamford checking in from Connecticut and the rest of the tri-state area. Shout-outs to our listeners in Philly, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, checking in parts of Pennsylvania. Plus, shout-outs to Boston, Worcester, and Springfield, still listening, checking in from Massachusetts. Shout-outs to listeners in New Hampshire, and shout-outs to Providence, who are still listening, checking in from Rhode Island. Thank you for taking the iPower 1 Challenge, listening to all 4 hours of the radio show, broadcasting from New York. We'll see y'all next week live at 7 p.m. for Hip Hop and R&B Monday. I'll be here tomorrow morning for NYC's Inside the Time Tunnel, taking you back down memory lane from the 60s to 90s music of R&B classic soul, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern. We got an hour of commercial-free old funk and disco music up next. I'm the travel jock, DeMarco J. Keep it locked as always here on New York's iPower 989.